Breaking news out of Cupertino: Apple is making bold moves to supercharge the appeal of its thinnest iPhone ever, and the tech world is paying very close attention right now. That's right, the iPhone Air, Apple's radical bet on ultra-slim smartphone design, is getting a significant boost, as the company rolls out a series of strategic upgrades aimed at convincing consumers that thin truly is the new powerful. And if you thought Apple was done pushing boundaries, think again, because what's happening right now signals a major shift in how Apple plans to compete in an increasingly crowded premium smartphone market. Let's break this down fast, because there's a lot to unpack here. The iPhone Air made its debut as Apple's most dramatically thin handset to date, clocking in at a jaw-dropping slender profile that immediately turned heads across the industry. But here's the thing: while reviewers praised the stunning design, some consumers and analysts raised legitimate questions about whether style was coming at the expense of substance. Battery capacity concerns, processing power debates, and feature trade-offs had some potential buyers hesitating at the checkout screen. Apple heard those concerns loud and clear, and the company is now responding decisively. According to reports tracked by TipRanks, Apple is actively working on meaningful hardware and software enhancements designed specifically to address the iPhone Air's perceived weaknesses and dramatically elevate its value proposition. This isn't minor tweaking, this is Apple going all in on protecting what they clearly see as a critical product line for their future growth strategy. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Apple's upgrades are being positioned not just as fixes, but as genuine differentiators that could push the iPhone Air from a niche ultra-premium curiosity into a mainstream powerhouse product. We're talking about enhancements that could directly challenge competitors who have been banking on Apple's slim design choices, leaving performance gaps they could exploit. From an investor perspective, this news carries serious weight. Apple's stock, trading under the ticker Apple, has been navigating a complex environment with intense competition from Samsung, Google, and surging Chinese manufacturers. The iPhone remains the absolute backbone of Apple's revenue engine, generating the lion's share of the company's massive income. Any wobble in iPhone momentum sends shockwaves through Wall Street, and any signal that a new iPhone lineup is gaining serious traction, well, that's the kind of catalyst investors get genuinely excited about. TipRanks analysts have been watching this story develop carefully, noting that the iPhone Air's success is pivotal not just for this fiscal year but for Apple's longer-term product roadmap. If Apple can prove that the Air form factor resonates commercially, not just aesthetically, it opens the door to an entirely new tier of Apple hardware that redefines what a premium smartphone looks and feels like in your pocket. The timing here is absolutely critical. Consumer upgrade cycles are accelerating. Global smartphone demand is showing resilience despite broader economic headwinds, and Apple needs to ensure every single product in its lineup is firing on all cylinders. The upgrades being pushed for the iPhone Air signal that Apple's engineering teams are working overtime, that executive pressure is real, and that the company is not willing to let this ambitious product stumble out of the gates without a fight. Apple has pulled off extraordinary product turnarounds before. Remember when the first Apple Watch faced skepticism? Remember when AirPods were mocked before they became a cultural phenomenon worth billions? Apple has a track record of taking early criticism, absorbing it, and coming back harder, smarter, and more refined. The question now isn't whether Apple is taking the iPhone Air seriously. Clearly, they absolutely are. The real question is whether these upgrades will be enough to make the world's thinnest iPhone also the world's most wanted iPhone, and right now, the answer to that question could reshape the entire premium smartphone landscape for years to come.